Controversially designed by Foster Plus Partners, the Red Sea International Airport will open later this year. Trojena has already officially won the bid to host the Asian Winter Games in 2029. The world's largest modern downtown, and the logistics nerve center for NEOM. Hey there, YouTube fam! You may have noticed that Saudi Arabia is on a bit of a mega-project building spree. From 175-kilometer linear cities to cubes large enough to hold 20 Empire State Buildings. The Middle Eastern country has been announcing record-shattering projects left, right, and center in an effort to pivot its economy and change its PR narrative. A narrative that's seen many call into question its government and construction labor practices. So, why is Saudi Arabia trying to outbuild the world? Why is it pouring so many hundreds of billions into construction? And can all these projects amount to more than their glossy renders? The Saudi strategy, to put it bluntly, the clock is ticking. Before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon for all the latest updates. All right, let's get started. Now, when your country's economy is almost entirely dependent on oil, that's a problem. So Saudi Arabia is trying to diversify and fast, taking a leaf out of the Dubai handbook and trying to become a global magnet for tourism. In essence, it's a strategy of build it and they will come, but build it big and with lots and lots of cash. In short, Saudi Arabia wants to do Dubai on a scale that even Dubai couldn't dream of. The country has set up the Public Investment Fund, PIF, a sovereign wealth fund that's working to deliver all of these massive projects with state money. Whether you like it or not, anchoring new developments with headline-grabbing structures is proven to attract both domestic and foreign investment, and that creates a bigger market for trade outside of oil. Interesting, isn't it? In a bid for legitimacy, the PIF has signed up some of the world's biggest architects and engineering firms and taken out ads in the New York Times, Time magazine, and on billboards around the world. In short, Saudi Arabia is trying to use construction for positive PR, and right now it needs some of that. While these projects may appear bright and shiny on the outside, many have raised concerns over their environmental impact and the country's history of poor construction labor practices. It's hard to keep up with the pace of mega-project announcements, so here are 5 of the biggest ones to be aware of. Which one attracts you more? Let me know by commenting. 5. The Muqab Lesson 1 from Dubai. Go big. And this building will be absolutely huge, designed as the centerpiece of what it's claimed will be the world's largest modern downtown, in the middle of Saudi Arabia's capital, Riyadh. At 400 meters high by 400 meters wide, it will be the world's first super tall cube, and if it's successfully constructed, easily one of the largest structures ever built. The problem with deep plan buildings like this is getting natural light into the center of them and creating spaces that human beings actually want to inhabit. That's where skylights and atriums come in. But light is not an issue here. Inside will be a massive and ever-changing immersive screen wrapped around a tall central tower, creating a virtual world on the scale of Blade Runner. Overall, there will be 100,000 residential units, some 9,000 hotel rooms, and more than 980,000 square meters of retail space. The total cost of the project hasn't been fully disclosed, but it'll likely be the budget of a 400-meter skyscraper squared, 4 Trojena. That's right, a ski resort in the desert. It'll sit in the center of NEOM, a $500 billion Saudi giga project that includes a few of the schemes in this video. Technically in the desert, Trojena will actually be nestled up among some of the country's highest peaks, approximately 2,600 meters above sea level. There'll be a ski slope, a mountain biking course, luxury properties dubbed slope residences, a vertical village of restaurants and retail stores folded into a cavern, and an enormous man-made lake. Trojena has already officially won the bid to host the Asian Winter Games in 2029, the first time that a winter sporting event will be held in an Arabic-speaking country. This resort will be nestled amongst the highest peaks in Saudi Arabia at approximately 2,600 meters above sea level, and construction is already underway. So far, the price tag for Trojena is as impressive as the construction itself, but Saudi Arabia can afford it. Now, let's discover the next crazy megaproject. 3. Oxagon. This will be the world's largest floating structure, an immense port that'll take advantage of its location near the Suez Canal to become a major shipping destination hub and the logistics nerve center for NEOM. The entire megaport will be octagon, with part of it floating out onto the Red Sea. Separating the two sections will be a huge shipping canal, complete with a cruise terminal and oceanographic research center. The floating sections of the port will be arranged around water-filled floating squares connected by smaller canals, a bit like Venice, just much hotter and without the architecture. The whole thing is carefully positioned to set up Saudi Arabia up as a diverse trading hub for the rest of the world. 2. Red Sea International Airport. This is the closest project on this list nearing completion, and it is One Ritzy Airport. Controversially designed by Foster Plus Partners, the Red Sea International Airport will open later this year and is expected to accommodate 1 million passengers a year by 2030. What makes this airport so luxurious? Well, in a way, it's trying to be the anti-airport airport. It's trying to replace the stress-inducing hustle and bustle of normal international hubs with tranquil gardens and terminals that will house spas and restaurants. A pretty far cry from JFK. The airport's location 15 kilometers inland from the coast of the Red Sea puts it less than 8 hours away from 80% of the world's population and sets it up as a future Dubai or Singapore cities that became truly international thanks to their geography and well-positioned airports. 1. The Line. Then there's the megaproject that needs no introduction. The Line, a 500-meter-tall mirrored linear city that'll stretch for over 170 kilometers across the desert sands, and that either represents the cutting edge of architecture or a grim dystopian future, depending who you ask. Also part of NEOM, this architectural fever dream has been designed around the 15-minute city concept and is pitched as a futuristic eco-development north of the Red Sea with no cars, streets, or carbon emissions. The Saudi government says it will create housing for more than 9 million people, and leaked documents reportedly show proposals for everything from robot maids to an artificial moon. To make construction slightly easier, the massive project will be separated into 135 modules, each 800 meters long and 500 meters tall. It certainly puts a line in the sand for engineering. If successfully completed, it would become far and away the biggest building mankind has ever constructed. Recent drone footage revealed that excavation work has actually begun and that foundation piles are being drilled into the desert. Currently, about 1 million cubic meters of earth are being excavated every week at the marina site for the first module. Outro. There are probably more, but only the ruler of Saudi Arabia knows the exact number. If we missed any, write in the comments. It will be interesting to know for every mega project. So, my fellow wanderers, next time you're in Saudi Arabia, make sure to check out the future mega projects. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, slap that notification bell, and stay with us. See you next time, my YouTube comrades.